And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Darnold going to throw right away. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Now the man from UTEP. This is Aaron Jones. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Darnold. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit. Say it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and this defense holds on the Knights' opening drive. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And some nifty running right away as he'll get this up past the 30. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Jackson will keep it. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. 2nd down and a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 37-yard line.
McCarthy off the play fake. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. So he stopped for no gain. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go.
I know that play went for no yardage, all right? But I like the attempt because the fullback position, whether it's a fullback, a tight end, an H-back, whoever you want in that spot, not known as a primary pass catcher, so sometimes the element of surprise works in your favor. But on that play, give credit to the defensive guys.
They'll wind up getting two there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
And when all you want to do is keep your drive going, quarterback sneak's a great call, isn't it? Pick it up, get a new set of downs.
And on third down, usually you'd think fourth down quarterback sneak. There, though, it worked on third. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Here's McCarthy. Finds his man. There's Jordan Addison. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 35. To the air with McCarthy. Open man is Naylor. He's got it. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be second down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
No gain on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Looking to throw McCarthy. They'll roll him out right. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. He keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And they work this out past the 25. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The end result, 21 yards.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well. And he whips that one incomplete there.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out in a hurry.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And it'll be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. After rolling 20 yards.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. Down the left sideline. He's on his way. Touchdown, Vikings! Aaron Jones, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that's in a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Throwing is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
To throw is Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Here's Jackson. Rolling to his right. Complete. It's Henry. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen in his receiver.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one goes for 36 yards.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Nelson Aguilar from 4 yards out. And the Ravens have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Makes the score, Ravens 10, Vikings 7. Justin Tucker as he kicks off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a first down carry by Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Down the right sideline. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So what a turn of events there. You're driving to take the lead in this 3rd quarter, but then one mistake, and you're watching the ball being returned for a touchdown.
Certainly a great example of how focus has to be there on every play, doesn't it, partner? You can't get complacent, and I think that he did. He's got him moving downfield, but that's a play where he just shouldn't have thrown the football. And that ultimately could wind up costing him the ball game.
Tucker with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Throwing after the interception. McCarthy. That one complete to Naylor. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 3. Throwing is McCarthy. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. McCarthy going to throw again. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding 2nd half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire 2nd half.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. That's to the left side where he's got Naylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jalen Naylor, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the opponents. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario Get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Flowers. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now Lamar changing the look. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. Jackson from the shotgun. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he will have the first down. And that is not officially going to end it, but they'll be able to take the clock way down from here. Henry up the middle.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2nd and 5. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he has the Ravens first down, and it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us a dozen miles east of the National Mall at the home of the Commanders here in Landover, Maryland. Here is the Spring League star, Jake Bates, set to get this one going. And off we go from just outside our nation's capital. Past midfield. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
Well, I think we both knew, Mike, coming into the game that special teams would play a big role, but I don't think either of us expected it to play itself out on the opening play of the game. I mean, what a return. That would have been something. He takes that all the way. What a start.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Daniels starts with a pass to the outside, into the hands of McClurry.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Oh, intercepted on the second play of the game. Picked off by Amik Robertson. And the Lions are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense. Defending your own goal line. You got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. Up the sideline at the 35. Gets to the edge at the 30. And they're not going to run him down. He goes all the way. 81 yards. Touchdown, Detroit. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions will take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Daniels now on 1st down. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10. It'll be a gain of 10 and just enough to move the chain.
Mike, anytime you're preparing to play a quarterback like this, the defense has to be prepared to keep him in the pocket. Once he gets out, we can see clearly why he is such a threat with his legs.
On 1st down, Daniels. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up the key 3rd down? There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball, He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
So they made it a priority here early to try to get him the ball in the first quarter, but that was their third attempt. None of them have resulted in a catch. I think you got to start looking elsewhere. You don't want to get into a position, Mike, where you feel like you're forcing the guy the ball and forcing your offense to run through him.
They'll indeed go. It's Daniels. And he cannot get the throw off. He's going to be sacked. And they will turn it over on down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. The defense all over the little quick pass attempt, and they run him down for no gain on that.
Well, you could tell that the defense had seen that play on game tape, and they were ready for it. They tried to do a little jet sweep pop pass out of the gun. Defense was all over it. Nowhere to go, no gain.
That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he will score. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions move out on top, 14-0. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. This one is intercepted by Carlton Davis. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 10. Touchdown, Lions. Out of the pistol, here comes Gibbs. And he's going to wind up losing yardage here. And that will take us to the end of the opening quarter of play. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Goff. Down the field, he's got St. Brown. And he will get into the end zone. Amon-Ra, St. Brown.